Hey, it's me, I'm the guy. You guys ready to go to Forest Land? We're gonna visit the lush green landscapes of Ocarina of Time. We're gonna frolic through the fields and experience whimsy and all that fun shit. See, look at this. Can't you feel the whimsy? Goodness me. Nobody appreciated the fact that I managed to book John O'Hurley on the last episode. I was a bit surprised at that, to be honest. I kinda thought that would be more of a big deal. Ah, well, what you gonna do? You know what they say, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all of the people some of the time. Okay, so he's gonna do like a... stop myself from making the obvious observation. Anyway, so yeah, you got a stupid little light hanging off of your head. Is really only useful in maybe like one segment in this level. And this is not that segment. You cannot jump high enough to get the statue up there. Ain't that sweet. Thank you, Yuji Naka. Where would we be without you? That was a weird yawn. There's like two parts to it. I'm supposed to fight these guys, but this costume don't do nothing. But you don't even need the costume to fight them, so what does it matter? I want to get that Balan statue, but they won't let me. So I guess we're just gonna leave those guys behind. The bagpipe-esque battle music will just continue to play even though we're not in a battle anymore. Oh yeah, the stupid light power-up, it's not button activated, it's just on the timer. Which is kinda strange. I mean, it doesn't actually do anything either way. So what does it matter? Nothing matters in this miserable godforsaken world of ours. Are you still with me? What do we got here? Yeah, you guys like PS4 Spider-Man? Well, this is kinda like that. Except far worse in every conceivable way. That's the closest thing we've got. Maybe someday I'll get a PS5 and then we can play some of that fancy Spider-Man game that everybody likes. Well, what a thing to say when I've already played a couple PS5 games on this channel. I don't know why I'm just outright lying to you. I don't give a damn. So yeah, let's get some costumes that actually do damage. For the sake of moving things forward. Okay, so here's about where those enemies were. Oh wait, no, I don't know where we are. This was recorded like 3 weeks ago. We're in a completely different location. Would you look at that? So this background kind of looks like Fern Gully. And I never saw Fern Gully personally, but I know enough about it because of that loud screaming man on the internet who did that review of it. Yeah, he's still making stuff, but people don't respect him anymore. Hooray! I don't know what we did differently to get the statue. Why would one costume let you jump higher than the other? They both allow you to jump. Don't make any goddamn sense. I'm starting to sour on this game. The first episodes of this series I was all, oh, it's not so bad. And now here we are. All the life has been sucked out of me. What else is going on out there? You guys remember Cat Scratch? That's got nothing to do with anything, but it'll fill the time. Let's talk about Cat Scratch. Cat Scratch premiered on Nickelodeon in 2005, I want to say. The show featured 3 talking cats and their butler, and one of the cats was voiced by Wayne Knight of Seinfeld fame. The show was created by Doug TenNapel, who was the creator of Earthworm Jim also, and it was kind of odd how someone who was of video game fame ended up making a cartoon on television. 2 different areas. And it had that theme song that went la 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 la, cat scratch. I wanted to talk about all of this in Baku Baku Animal Part 2, but I forgot. It was in my notes, but somehow I glossed over it. So, what are we doing here? Gotta climb some webs. Seems pretty straightforward. Now we're just gonna sit here and wait. Like that famous internet jerk-off always says, there is so much goddamned waiting in this game. Oops, I grabbed it at the wrong angle. The Let's Play is ruined. We might as well just all turn off this video and go do something productive. You, especially the viewer, don't you have maybe like some laundry you could throw in or something? Or maybe a cat you need to feed? There's no way to get that head over there. I tried blasting the webs off, but it don't let you do that. If the webs were horizontal, maybe we could jump from a high place and smash through them, like in Ocarina of Time. I remember the first time I did that in Ocarina of Time. I didn't even know that was possible. I thought, wow, that's pretty damn cool. I'm gonna lose... Frickin' Jesus, I missed it again. Anyway, I'm gonna lose some credibility here by saying this, but I didn't actually play Ocarina of Time for the first time until like frickin' 2007, when it came out on the Wii Virtual Console. That is absolutely the most Melvin way to play Ocarina of Time. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. But yeah, even back then, it was like a game from almost a decade ago, but I still recognized what made it good. It was head and shoulders above just about anything else on the N64. Far better than Quest 64, far better than Aiden Chronicles, and far better than Donald Duck Going Quackers. Okay, let's switch into our pain costume, our pain jacket, if you will. Yeah, these fights are basically nothing. You just stand there and clear out the field. All very simple. Did more enemies just... Yeah. I'm leaned back in the chair, so it's kind of harder for me to see what's going on, but yes, there are definitely more enemies on screen. Okay, and you saw that blue cube over there? Oh yeah, there's a mouse power-up somewhere in this level, but I couldn't find it. I don't know if that's my fault or if that's just the developers being dumbasses, but anyway, like I was saying, that blue cube, since I'm a dumbass, I thought that you needed one of the water costumes to activate it. So later I'm going to try and go get a water costume and it won't do anything. My reasoning was it worked with the water costumes in the water levels, and it did not work with the forest costumes in the forest levels, so I thought there's something about the water costumes in particular that causes it to activate. But I was wrong. You'll get to see all that later. Yeah, that was the one spot where we were supposed to have the light costume. Would have been nice to know that in advance. I don't know, should we torture ourselves and go back to find it? I don't think we should. As they say in Spooky Scary Skeletons, I don't think we should. I was so obsessed with that song in 2015, I would listen to it on loop for like a half an hour. I'd play it out loud on my phone and torment everybody else in the room, and people would get very angry at me, and rightfully so. Okay, so which of these dumbass fursuits do we want to put on next? Okay, there we go. So I guess we're gonna torture ourselves just a little bit more. and look and try to go into the dark room with the light costume, even though I just said moments ago that we would not attempt to do that. I mean, this is a pre-recorded gameplay footage from 2 weeks ago. I don't always remember what past me was thinking. As AVGN famously said, what were they thinking? Do you think AVGN actually enjoys, doing the show anymore? I get the impression he'd prefer to do movie-focused stuff, and that the character of AVGN is quite played out at this point. I mean, for God's sakes, it's been 15 years. No one should ever do anything for 15 years. But anyway, I get the impression there really aren't any more jokes that the AVGN can tell at this point. I think the routine is quite stale. His movie-focused stuff really seems to give more opportunities to talk about varied and interesting things, as opposed to just, this game is a bad game. So yeah, I think it's time to retire the character of AVGN. Speaking of which, what do you think AVGN would say about Balan Wonderworld? Probably just the same things as all those other game critics out there. YouTube is so darn crowded that anything you say has already been said by at least 5 other people by the time you say it. It's like about a year ago, I wanted to be the first person on YouTube to play that Xenoblade remake, but again, since YouTube is so crowded, the game hadn't even been out for 24 hours, and somebody had already uploaded a complete playthrough of the game, because I guess they got an early copy, and it's hard to be the first to do things, and it's hard to be unique and original. There's too many darn people on this platform. I think they need... Well, no, that's a stupid idea. Frick that. Anyway, so yeah, I thought the dolphin costume would help us activate the blue cube, because that's how it worked previously, but no. So I don't know what costume activates that cube. They did not tell us. Fuck it. Okay, so we're gonna end the level, and we're gonna be wearing the wrong costume in the cutscene.
Man, you got me the wrong costume.
Like that ProZD video where it's when your character's custom outfit shows up in a serious cutscene, and he's wearing a cowboy hat and a monocle in a scene where the character's on his deathbed. And ProZD's a funny guy. I don't know how a voice like that comes out of a man like that, but I don't know, I ain't a doctor. I've been told as much. I once had somebody in high school tell me, "You ain't a doctor." There's a bit more to that story. Well, I might as well tell the full story. So some guy had gotten a really nasty cut on his hand, to the point where it was down to the bone, and you could see the bone slightly. And he came up to me, of all people, saying, "Hey man, do you have a Band-Aid?" It's well, why would I have a Band-Aid? Do you think I just carry Band-Aids on hand at all times? I'm just some guy. And then he replied with, "You ain't a doctor." And that was the end of that conversation.